this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2013 movie Frozen. The movie is directed by Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee, and written by Jennifer Lee, and this is a really good movie. It's one of my favorite Disney movies, especially of recent years. I think it's probably, when it came out, I think I would say that it was my favorite one since probably Lilo and Stitch, even though I did love Wreck-It Ralph, which came out the year before it too. But out of the newer ones, I thought, like, as far as the musicals and stuff go, I think this was the best one since The Hunchback of Notre Dame. But I just absolutely love this movie. The movie's about two sisters, Anna and Elsa, and Elsa has these magical powers and everything. She can create snow and ice and stuff. And she is like scared of using her powers because she accidentally hurt Anna when they were little and everything, and they went to these trolls, and the trolls pretty much terrified her and told her that if she doesn't control her powers, she can be really dangerous, and she's scared that she'll never be able to control her powers and everything. And then when their parents die in a shipwreck, a few years after that, Elsa becomes the queen of Arendelle and everything, and they let people into the kingdom for the first time in a long time, and everything. And Anna meets this guy named Hans and everything, and they hit it off and everything, and he proposes to her like right after they meet, pretty much typical Disney fashion and everything. And Elsa is like, no, Anna, you can't just marry somebody you just met and everything. And they kind of have this argument, and it exposes Elsa's powers by accident, and she runs off to the mountain, and this mountain, and builds a ice castle. So then after that, Anna is going to look for her and everything. She leaves Hans in charge of the kingdom, and she ends up meeting Kristoff and Sven. Sven is Kristoff's reindeer and everything, and she gets him to help take her to the ice castle and everything. And along the way, they meet Olaf, who's a snowman that Anna and Elsa had built as kids, that apparently was alive and everything. And they get to Elsa's castle and everything, and of course Elsa rejects it and everything, and she's upset because she found out about the kingdom being frozen and her not being able to control her powers, and she accidentally strikes Anna in the chest, which is making her heart freeze. So they go to the trolls that were at the beginning of this movie that raised Kristoff and Sven and everything, and they told her that she's got to find an act of true love to thaw her heart. So they go back to the kingdom and everything, and Kristoff leaves her at the kingdom, and he starts heading off his own way, and Hans sees Anna, and she tells him what's going on, and he that's when we find out that he's the villain of the movie, and he's like, oh, Anna, if only there was somebody who loved you. He's like a really, really big douchebag and everything. I really hated him after that and everything, because at first he seemed like a really cool character and everything, but I really hated him after that part in the movie. I remember the first time I saw this movie, I was completely shocked by this. It totally caught me off guard. But anyway, he lies to the other people in the kingdom, saying that Anna gave him permission to take over Arendelle, which I don't think she really even had the power to, and everything. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But and then he finds Elsa, and in the meantime, Anna, thanks to Olaf, finds out that Kristoff is on his way back, because he could tell there was something going on in Arendelle, and they're trying to get to each other so that they could kiss, hoping that that would thaw the frozen heart, but she sees Hans about to kill Elsa, who's like distraught because she thinks that she killed her sister, and he, right before he is able to, Anna jumps in the way and stops it, and everything, and her heart freezes, and it lasts for about 30-45 seconds, and then she thaws back out, and we find out that that act of love is what thawed her heart, and then Anna and Elsa, I guess, pretty much just to open the kingdom back up, and Elsa's not scared of her powers anymore, and that's pretty much the end of the movie. But I really love Frozen. It's been one of my favorite movies since it first came out, or since I saw it the first time when it first came out. It took me forever to get to see it because I missed it in the movie theaters and everything, and then it took me like 2 or 3 months to even be able to check it out at the Redbox, but I saw it for the first time, and I just absolutely loved this movie and everything. There are a lot of things I like about this movie, but there are some little things that don't make sense, like why does Elsa have her powers? They don't explain it in this movie, which I think they're probably going to explain it in Frozen 2, I hope, and everything, like where her powers come from and stuff, because I would like to know more about that. And also, I don't really get how Hans was planning on taking over Arendelle when, I mean, yeah, he says that Anna said that she had the right and everything, but if Elsa isn't, or if Anna wasn't the queen and everything, then how does he have the right to be able to do that? I know he was gonna use Elsa as an excuse and everything for killing Anna and everything, but it doesn't make any sense, because to me, he shouldn't legally have been able to do anything. I mean, he's not blood related to them, and there was no, like, nothing signed saying that he is able to do it. To me, it just didn't really make sense and everything. I kind of feel like that was a little bit of a plot hole and everything. And also, like, when Anna or Elsa finds out that it's true love that thaws the frozen heart and everything, like, she just totally gives up her fears and everything. Like, it just automatically went away. I don't really get that either. If she's been spending her entire life scared of what she could do because of the way her parents raised her and everything, you wouldn't think that she'd just be able to get over it like that and everything. So that didn't make a lot of sense to me either. And also the whole love situation, I know they were trying to make fun of the trope of the Disney prince and princess barely knowing each other with Anna and Hans, but I don't really get why Anna would just jump in a relationship with Kristoff, even though Kristoff is a much better character and everything, but she, like, just rushed into another relationship after that. You'd think that after what Hans did, she wouldn't want to be with anybody for a long time. That's another part that I kind of didn't like, because I saw what they were trying to go for, and to me, it just wasn't executed right and everything. I think that they shouldn't have made them start dating just yet. Just kind of make it hint that they liked each other, but besides that, I don't really have any complaints about this movie. The animation, for the most part, is really good and everything, especially like the snow and stuff. It actually looks like real snow and everything. And the songs in this, they're written by Robert and Kristen Anderson Lopez. And I love the songs in here. Of course, my favorite one is Let It Go and everything, but I also love Do You Want to Build a Snowman and Fixer Upper. I love those 3 songs the most out of this movie. First Time in Forever is pretty good too, and Love is an Open Door was pretty good, and Reindeer Are Better Than People, I like those songs too and everything. They're all really good songs. It's just Let It Go is my favorite. I mean, it's kind of hard not to get that one memorized when it was everywhere when this movie came out and everything. Even before I saw the movie, I like had this song stuck in my head all the time and everything. And it's become one of my favorite Disney songs. And the voice cast in here is really great too. Kristen Bell as Anna is perfect as the character. I thought she was great, and Anna is actually my favorite out of the two between Anna and Elsa. I know Elsa seems to be more popular. I'm guessing because of her ice powers, obviously, but I felt like Anna was just better written and everything. Like I like that this movie felt more like Anna's movie. I'm hoping that the next one will feel more like Elsa's movie, where we can see more of her and she can be more relatable and stuff. But I really loved Anna. I think she was really relatable. The way she's like really quirky and everything. The voice acting by Kristen Bell, though, she was just great as Anna. She really helped bring that quirky personality into the character. Idina Menzel as Elsa is really good too. I thought she was great. I love her singing voice though. She has a really, really beautiful singing voice and everything. I think she was great as Elsa. Jonathan Groff as Kristoff was really good too. He's actually one of my him and Anna are my two most favorite characters in the movie and everything. I really love them quite a bit. And Josh Gad as Olaf. Olaf is adorable and everything, although a lot of his comedy moments kind of just come out of nowhere, and they're not, you could tell they like gave him the free range and stuff, kind of like they did for Robin Williams and Aladdin and everything, but his comedy and stuff in this movie just kind of doesn't really add anything to the story, and it's just kind of there and everything, which I think that it was better executed in Aladdin and everything. Some of the funny stuff, like there's a part where Kristoff is saying something about a skull and bones and stuff, and he's like, I don't have a skull or bones, and it's like, okay, what's that got to do with anything? But there are still some pretty funny moments though that with him that I thought were a lot better, like him confusing or thinking that Kristoff is Sven, and like him thinking that Kristoff is crazy when they first get to the trolls. I love that part with Olaf and everything. Yeah, I think he's a funny character. It's just I think that some of the humor just wasn't timed very well, or it just kind of felt like it came out of nowhere and didn't really mean anything. And I love his song in Summer too. I forgot to mention that song. But I love that song too, but it also just kind of comes out of nowhere and doesn't have anything to do with the story and everything. But it was still a fun little moment though. And I like the song. I just don't get what it really had, why. And I just thought it just came out of nowhere. But and Santino Fontana does the voice of Hans, and like I said, I don't really like him as a character. I don't like that and even though I think that the twist was pretty good and everything, I also kind of don't like that it just comes out of nowhere. There was like no hints at all whatsoever. I've rewatched this movie to see if I could catch on to any hints or anything that he might be bad, and there really isn't any in this movie. It just that I felt like the twist could have been done a little bit better, but besides that, I don't really have anything to complain about this movie. It's a really fun animated movie and everything. It's one, like I said, it's one of my favorite Disney movies in recent years, and it's probably going to make my top 10 of the decade list. And I just love it that much. I think it's an amazing movie and everything, besides its little plot holes and stuff. But I'd give Frozen a 9 out of 10, because I do think it's a really great movie and everything. But let me know in the comments what you think of Frozen. Also, let me know your favorite character from this movie and your favorite song from Frozen. Let me know that in the comments, and also let me know if you're excited about Frozen 2. I had been kind of mixed on Frozen, on my excitement for it, but after rewatching it tonight, I'm really excited to see it next week. But Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.
This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
That's enough, guys.
Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because this is the song that